swearing over the radio. Not acceptable. He did a great Max Verstappen impression. Impression.
He has every right to lose it. That guy has no race luck. And even though it's always a little bit of column A and column B, it's not just straight line speed. It's him too.
For sure.
He has every right because of expectation. This was supposed to be his year. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to be the overdog.
The overdog. It is hard to be. That's my whole life, being an overdog.
Yeah, people expect so much more from you than you've been giving them.
I'm so incapable of most things.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
No, because wait a second. How many things are you supposed to be capable of? It's societal expectation under neoliberalism that is the problem, okay?
That's deep. I feel like I've done something wrong with my setup. My headphones go into my computer. Yeah. My mic is connected. I feel like, are we using my mic? No, it's default. Now it's my mic.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I watched High Performance while I was doing some today. And
wait, High Performance Racing or High Performance?
High Performance Racing, the podcast.
With Otmar.
With Otmar, and I think it's Nigel Stepney, right?
Rob Smedley.
Rob Smedley. Totally the same names. If I hear those names, they sound the same.
Pretty close. They're probably, I don't know what they look like, but they're probably middle-aged white Brits who could lose a couple kgs.
I think you nailed it. And Rob Smedley was having trouble with his microphone. Everyone kept screwing up, and I was like, "Oh, look, those guys!" And they're looking for a sponsor.
Yeah, so I don't understand that because High Performance is with who? Not Rob Smedley.
No, it's with the. I'm blanking on the host's name.
Is one of those guys in High Performance Racing podcast, or is it two new guys?
I like that we're on a podcast talking about another podcast. Okay, it's Jake Humphreys, who used to be a BBC broadcaster, and then it's Rob Smedley, ex-Ferrari engineer, and it's former principal Otmar Strutzer. But then Jake Humphrey did a podcast with another guy who kind of didn't ask many questions, just kind of sat there.
That's High Performance, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess High Performance, but yeah, you're right. Why doesn't High Performance have?
So is it Jay Humphrey or Jake Humphrey?
Jake Humphrey.
Jake Humphrey. Jake Humphrey.
Jake Humphrey.
Jake Humphrey.
Oh, Jake Humphrey. I'm Jake.
Tell us about the wing. Tell us about the damaged wing, Jake.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just fun watching them not fail. But this is the best part about it. Rob Smedley, not Nigel Stepney, but Rob Smedley was broadcasting or recording from his home in Tuscany.
Okay. Is that his home? Or was that where he was?
Well, I think it sounded, if I remember correctly, it sounded like
Jake Humphrey was in Tuscany.
No, Jake Humphrey was in Norwich.
Okay, hold on. Rob Smedley, not Nigel Stepney. And now that my brain is turning over, if Rob Smedley was listening to our podcast, he would be like, hold on, don't mix me up with Stepney Gate. Don't mix me up with a crook. Who was talking about their vegetables? Who was talking about dinner?
Jake Humphrey. His wife was going to make dinner, so he muted. Then he forgot to turn the mute on.
And then they made fun of him for being wealthy.
Yeah.
Because he has 6 acres and a vegetable garden and a housekeeper.
Yes.
That brought the vegetables in.
Even though they're all wealthy.
But Rob Smedley has said in previous episodes, he said, I can't remember what they were talking about. He said something like 300 grand. I don't have 300 quid.
Well, maybe that's true.
Yeah. I think the high performance guys are rich. I don't know about this Rob Smedley
But
character.
he was a
What's he?
Ferrari engineer and then Williams, and he must have been making.
That's not good money, I don't think.
Now I need to look that up. How
A
much does
team of 1,000 people. How many engineers are on staff? Like if you're making 150 grand a year, I think that's pretty good when you're in a corporation that
Oh, I see what
size.
you're saying. But he
So
still would have been doing okay because, like it says, graduate junior engineers in F1, 50 to 70,000. Aerodynamicists, performance engineers, 85 to 150. Strategy and data engineers, 90 to 150. And this is the important one: race engineers, 150 to 350. That is Rob Smedley, not Nigel Stepney.
it's not Rob Smedley 15, 20 years ago. When did he get out of F1? All his references are from the aughts.
That's true. So he might have been making less than that. He probably was a drunkard and just partied his whole life and didn't save a penny, and that's why he bought a cheap house in Tuscany.
That's it. When in doubt, slander. I
Yeah,
agree.
that's what he was. That's why I'm where I am.
Do you think you
buy
drink too much?
overpriced Oasis shirts.
Yeah. Let's talk about your impulsive behavior.
I like the analysis this morning. I need it.
Hey, man, and just keep in mind you get what you pay for. Okay. You're taking psychotherapy from a student who is unqualified. Literally, it says after my name, unqualified.
That should be our podcast in brackets.
Unqualified.
Unqualified.
Yeah, we should do a podcast called Low Performance.
Yeah, exactly. And just see how it goes. See, and then we do a collab.
But we're not trying to compete. We're not trying to
No.
compete. We're doing something different. We're doing Formula One Chat Pod. The F stands for friends.
Exactly.
Or
And
friendship.
the one stands for
TBD.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
TBD. I was so. Go ahead.
No, you had something exciting there because when
I was so excited.
I was so, that means
excited by something you said last episode, and was it in the notes? I think we were talking about Max and Lewis. Oh, of course, it was because we were talking about the ending to the race in
Silverstone.
Underneath
Silverstone,
underneath the safety car, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't that in my notes? Did we not have any notes for Silverstone?
No, we just we wing, just like today. I'm winging it.
Oh, okay. Well, I got notes
because I got three main things to talk about. That's it. Because
okay,
one of them was George.
So I did some research on Abu Dhabi 2021.
Oh boy,
because I had never watched that entire race.
Oh no,
I think I was just a Drive to Survive fan. Yeah, I wasn't even watching races. I was practically a girl.
Wow,
is that controversial?
Could be. Let's
okay.
see what
maybe
happens.
I won't clip that part. So
whatever you want.
Abu Dhabi 2021. My first takeaway from watching the race: FIA radio was broadcast on F1 TV and Sky Sports. You heard team principals talking to FIA reps.
How cool!
And they don't do that anymore.
Well, because of that day, probably.
And they got to bring that back. Enough with the secrecy. God. So with 15 laps to go, Lewis was 13 seconds ahead.
Yep.
Christian Horner comes on the radio and says, "Nothing we can do, Max. Merc is too fast. We need a miracle."
Yep.
Crofty says at lap 51, Lewis will become world champion. Latifi, Canada's own, crashes at turn 14, safety car, lap 53. This is Canada's contribution to motorsport in 2021. A millionaire's son with a bought seat loses control of his car. Max comes in for softs Lewis is ordered to stay out. He swears like a sailor that they haven't boxed him. His race director suggests that they would have lost track position to Max, so they couldn't. What do you think about that? Any opinions?
Well, I would say that that was a very tricky situation Mercedes when it was in terms of the strategy call there, because following the rules that were in place, they're correct. Because what would have happened is Mercedes would have pitted, Lewis would have went in, and Max would have went, well, this is my only chance. I'll stay out. Because Lewis would have to wait until the cars get around, and right. So the logical choice was to stay out.
Yeah.
So Max was like, well, I got nothing to lose. He had nothing to lose because
He had to.
So he goes in, and then that's when you gotta don't let the cars pass. Just let, you know what I mean? Like that's when all the rules started changing.
Okay, so hold on. Let me pause you right there, because this is the part I don't quite understand, is all the lapping and unlapping.
Okay, so here's
So
what's
suddenly, some of the lapped cars were allowed to get out of the way. Out of the way of who?
Okay. So you're going around the track. You've got your lap leaders, Lewis, Max, whoever.
Yeah.
But you're lapping slower cars. So
Right.
when the safety car comes out, what they do is they allow all the cars that have been lapped to get onto the lead lap, the same lap as everybody else. So that means those cars have to get out of the way and then race all the way around the track and come up behind. And the safety car goes slow to let them catch up, right?
I
And
see. And
then
why do they do that?
it's just the rule. It's just the rule
Is
they
it
have.
because it would be way too confusing to start a race again with lapped cars?
I don't think so. I think they do it because it's a way to get everyone on the lead lap. I think it's a way to
Because you
um
undo a bunch of work that the
well,
leaders have
there
done.
we go. There we go. I don't like safety cars.
Well, we
And if
could
you're
have a
gonna
safety car without unlapping everyone.
yes, we could, but everyone still gets close together because that's what makes it safe for the people to fix whatever's happened on the track. And then, so the idea is, well, if you're going to constrict everybody again, get them all close, you might as well put them in the proper order. So now second is closer to first because he was 10 seconds behind. Now everyone's close, and you've got kind of like a new race. I've never liked safety cars because it's like, at the very least, just leave it the way it is. Like if there's a lapped car between you, there's a lapped car between you.
Yeah, and maybe at the very most, just have everyone come to a stop where they are,
Or
like freeze tag?
or just red flag every race and have, if you want to talk about entertainment, red flag every time there's a thing that needs to stop the track, and have starts every time. Everyone would love have, but then they're like, well, too many starts is too dangerous.
Also, if you had a start, you're undoing all the work that the leaders did, just like in the previous
For
example.
sure. For sure.
Okay, so let me get back to the breakdown, the blow by blow of a 5-year-old race that I just discovered.
How controversial it was.
So then, well, it ties into Silverstone Stone so well, and we're even well past that now. But that's Formula One. That's F1 chatbot for you. Okay, we're methodical. We're thoughtful. We're slower.
Mhm.
In a world that goes too fast, F1 chatbot,
Mhm.
slow it down.
We miss most of it.
Yeah. So then suddenly the lap cars were allowed to get out of the way. So, but then not all of them. Was it all of them? Because
No.
Mercedes
So
then
what they
said,
this is
why were only 5 cars unlapped? And then the race
no.
started.
See, what would have happened was in that duration of time, it would have all the cars that were lapped, and then all the cars have to go around to catch up, get behind, and now everyone's in order from first to 20th. Would have taken like 2 laps to happen.
Mhm.
Because there was so many, there was only whatever it was, 2 laps left. They're like, well, we want to have 1 lap of racing. We don't want to end the world championship on a safety car. We don't want to
Right.
follow the rules. So the 5 unlapped cars or whatever it was that was in between Lewis and Max, that's all they let through.
I see, because those were the only ones of consequence.
Those are the only ones between those 2 drivers at that time.
That's what
And
Michael
then
Massey thought.
Max
These were the only ones, and he's not acting by himself either. He's
Oh,
he's
no.
he's
No,
he's they're massively talking behind the scenes trying to figure out what to do.
So then you have Lewis Hamilton on old tires, and you have Max Verstappen on brand new tires. So it wasn't a race, and it wasn't incredible what Max did. He won a race completely artificially, not following the rules. And he's really only a three-time world champion. It's as simple as that.
I love that. That's
It's
the
very
hottest
simple.
take you've ever made.
And I'll
And you,
say it to
and you
his
did it,
face.
and you did it so dry and just so like, go ahead, make my day.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Max Verstappen. So what was that? Four-time one? Oh, no. I think you've got the number wrong. 3.
It's time for impressions. Toto, when the race started again, I've been working on this. I'm not good at impressions. Toto to Michael Massey when the race started again. Michael, this isn't right.
Very good.
You do it. Can you do it?
No.
Can you do
Toto. I can do Toto. Here we go. Michael, this isn't right.
Yeah,
and then he
that's
smashes
really
his
good.
headphones.
Yeah, that's what he does. And then he says it again. Mikey, this isn't right.
Mikey, this isn't right. You know.
Yeah.
I will come for you.
No, he actually sounded like he was crying. Like he sounded sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was.
Can you give me some sadness on that on your next read?
Michael, this isn't right. Why?
That's great. That's great.
I was in my bedroom alone, watching the race, yelling at the well, Christina was tired of me yelling in the living room, so I had to go back to the back room where I had a smaller TV and yell at her.
That's funny that you had to leave.
Yeah.
Where the TV was. She couldn't go to the bedroom?
Yeah, it was just circumstance. I mean, I'm a yeller. When I was watching the World Cup in public places, I was yelling, and I know that there were some people that were like, "This guy is so much fun to watch a game with," and other people were like, "Would this person shut?" I actually had one person turn to me and go, and then I said, "But I hate Argentina. What am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, that person, that I want to meet that person. I want to put my arm around them and go, 25 years. 25 years. Okay.
Well, listen, Jason, if you want to, I like your thorough, deep research on the 2021 fiasco.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, great. The robbery. Just do a little dig around on what happened after the World Cup when Spain dismantled Argentina. You should see what the Argentina players did after the game. Throat punches.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like they should just be banned from next year's World Cup. You don't want that behavior? Guess what? You don't get to be in the World Cup next year. Gone.
Yeah. Did you see Messi just watching his team?
Yeah.
Did you see that shot of him?
Like, I mean, Messi's like every soccer player. Everyone does whatever they got to do to win. I don't know if there's there's a couple things that are just incredible. What Argentina was doing during the game, where you're like, look at these guys. Look what they do to try and win the game. Argentina's like Red Bull and Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
What are your exciting 5-year-old old notes on something that's people try to lay to rest because it's a scar that just never goes away? And I'm not even a Lewis Hamilton fan.
Max said, so here's another. Can you do Max? Can you do? Yeah, simply lovely.
Well, I'll work on Max. I'll work on Max, but here's
you need the for sure. Yeah, smoking a pancake. Max said, "Can we do in the car over the radio? Can we do this for another 10 to 15 years together?" To his team. Right. Yeah, can we do this for another 10 to 15 years together?
And now listen to him.
Yeah, play that back. Things have changed.
Yeah. Now he's
Michael Massey of course, wanted the race to end not under a safety car. He wanted it to be a race.
nobody does. Nobody does.
Ma
But that's what happens.
Massey said upon leaving the FIA, thank you to the this is when he got booted. Thank you to the FIA president, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, and his presidential team for their personal support since their appointment, and I wish them the best for the future. Did he get paid well? Was he just made to do that, or they were going to take his RSPs away?
I think what happened was he was probably told by a few people some things to do. And then they were like, okay, the fallout is probably this. We'll pay you a lot of money. We'll just give you some money.
What things to do?
Well, like by making that call, he totally broke the rules. He broke the rules as the race director. They all knew there would be fallout. Like there's just impossible that there wouldn't. So that he must have known.
He was in an impossible situation, and that's evidenced by Silverstone's stun. Is that that race ended under not racing because of what happened in 2021.
That's right, but the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix should have ended under safety car. End of story, and it didn't. Because they didn't follow the protocol of letting all the vehicles around.
I don't know. I don't think they had enough time to let corruption seep in there.
No, I think well, how else? Why would he do it?
It's because he wanted it to finish as a race.
I know, but the rules are the rules. So why did he? Why?
Yeah, maybe
in that
right.
moment did he? Those are the rules. All he had to say was, "Sorry, Christian, these are the rules."
Yeah,
like it's like it doesn't make. Now I get it when it's let's take Charles Leclerc on Oscar Piastri versus Lewis Hamilton versus George Russell. Doesn't make any sense. Lewis Hamilton at the beginning of a race, there's 3 cars going into a corner. They're all dicing it, taps George Russell. George Russell ends up in the gravel. Unfortunate. That is not a penalty to Lewis Hamilton. Makes no sense.
You're moving on to Belgium.
Yeah, I'm going on. I'm going on to Belgium. I'm talking about like how the rules are ridiculous and how like that rule, the safety car rule from Abu Dhabi and Silverstone is so clear that there's no gray area. There's no gray. It's like, this is what happens. Safety cars come around a lap when the track is safe. The safety car goes in, it's full racing. It's so clear. Oscar getting pushed off the track by Leclerc, it's marginal. They're like, well, maybe we give him a penalty, maybe we don't. Oh, we gave Lewis a penalty. I understand why there's grayness in those two scenarios when cars are out racing. Where are they at on the track? It's a different type of corner, different circumstances. And you can make an argument for why someone did or didn't get a penalty in that particular circumstance. But when it's a safety car and it says all cars must unlap themselves and make their way around the track at a safe pace and then reach the last car once everyone's in order, there's no gray area there. And that's why I'm in my head, I'm like, why would this guy have made that decision unless there was some sort of conversation otherwise? The rules are the rules.
It's Leclerc.
I like Leclerc's. They're chocolatey. They're filled with cream. Just like Charles Leclerc. He's filled with cream.
Michael Massey was relieved of his duties. He went back home to Australia. And due to death threats and abuse, he sought therapy. There were some really dark days, said Massey. I felt like I was the most hated man in the world. I got death threats, people saying they were going to come after me and my family.
Yep.
He was sent hundreds of vile messages.
Mhm. I mean, it happens all the time to all the race car drivers, lots of athletes, lots of people.
During
Mhm.
the 2023 Australian Grand Prix, Massey sought to meet with Hamilton to explain himself. Hamilton said,
No, thank you.
there was nothing to say.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yep. Pretty clear what he did, buddy.
In
Now, I'm not
December
saying people should behave that
2025,
way, by the way. I'm not condoning people talking and
yeah,
in
right.
actual I'm not condoning that, but I do understand, uh, uh, idiots of the world, you know, a sporting event. Get passionate, say what you gotta say, but let's use our heads here. However, it was the craziest decision F1s I've ever seen in F1. Absolutely crazy. Shocking.
Yeah, no wonder you were
By myself yelling at a TV.
yelling. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. When you've watched Formula One for like, well, I don't know how many years I've watched it, 30 years. You know, you know the rules mostly, and I don't know when something unjust happens, it's so ridiculous. It was the same with FIFA. What are you looking at, JB?
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
no, I
was
like
looking
it.
for our next segment.
Oh, I can. Why can we hop into what I wanted to say about the Belgian Grand Prix?
Go ahead.
Okay, so we opened up with George Russell, and it's really interesting right now because I didn't realize this, but it got brought up, and this is maybe why Formula One new regulations. There's another reason not to like them. It seems that the power distribution, because it's software, right? Like it's like numbers and whatever. So when they go to store battery power, then they go to use it. Sometimes maybe the software isn't working the right way, and so you go to use your power and you don't have the power at your fingertips. So this is what George has been saying for a little while. He goes, it's partly his driving style, which I still don't quite understand. I need to watch the Peter Windsor thing. He'll explain it again. But like it's partly with how you enter a corner and how you distribute your power. So your part of your driving style will influence how you can administer the power sooner or how, right? And
Mm.
so that's part of it. But also part of it is that like he hits the button and the software doesn't work and it doesn't the power isn't being given at the same amount as other uh
Mhm.
so it's not just George that's having this problem. It's happening with like Mercedes engine users. So I'm like, well, that sucks. Like it means that like some weird glitchy software thing, which probably applies to other aspects of vehicle management during race, but still you're like, because like a 0 or a 1 is in the right, and now he has less horsepower and he gets passed
Mhm.
by other people. It's so complicated. Like the new
Mhm.
rules are so like you're watching that and you're like, well, why is Russell getting swamped by everybody? And then it's not until like 2 laps later, you're like, oh, well, it sounds like he didn't have the power. Listen to him losing his mind. He's like, I don't have power. He literally
Yeah.
was coming out and he didn't have the power. But then the weird thing was he had more top speed than Antonelli did in the same section. So I don't understand. Is it because there were more cars around? So he had more speed because there was more hole in the air. So, but Antonelli only had Max Verstappen, whereas in front of George, there was Max, Antonelli, Oscar Piastri. Like there was more people creating more space in the airflow. So therefore he could go faster. But like, listen, I can't explain it. Like no one can explain it. Even the engineers aren't able to explain it. So that just says
Yeah,
to me, get rid of it.
Red Bull has the most powerful engine
Mhm.
according to the FIA yardsticks.
Right.
So they're not getting any upgrades. Meanwhile, everybody has a new upgrade for every single race.
Right.
There's so many upgrades,
Yeah.
but not Red Bull.
Yeah. To their engine, they're not allowed to do it, I guess.
To their engine, right. So,
And
they
how do
do
they
have to
measure that
change
Red
it.
Bull has the how does Red Bull how do they measure that Red Bull's got the better engine? Is it horsepower? Is it power
I don't know.
distribution? Is it like how do they measure it? It's too
I don't
complicated.
know.
It's too complicated.
They're going to have to change it, and maybe this is an opportunity for, um, I don't know, a focus on a different league that isn't so messed up. Do we start following Indy?
No, no.
Huh.
I mean, we could, but we could follow Formula
Formula
E.
Porsche,
It's just
Porsche thing, the Porsche
no.
things that they
Well, the
do.
touring, there's some touring racing where it's like, yeah, like the Porsche cars. It's like a lot of that racing is quite exciting because they're always very close and they bump and grind, and like the
What about
cars
some
look like
rally? What about some
rally
rally?
car is really fun to watch, but it's very boring. You have to
Oh, is it?
really like, yeah, yeah. It's because it's all timed.
Oh, right. They're not racing against each other, of
No,
course. They're just
you have
racing
to
down a country road.
really enjoy watching car like they have the and you're but it rally car drivers, I'd say that they're the bravest and the most insane.
Rally car fans who stand on the side of a narrow country road are also brave and insane.
Yeah, pretty stupid, right? I can't believe it's even allowed. It's still allowed.
What did you want to? I know in a world covered by the nanny state, you can at least still get killed by a speeding Subaru. What else did you want to talk about?
The other thing I wanted, the fact that we aren't going to have the Belgian Grand Prix next season.
Oh, yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
One of the better tracks in Formula One, if not one of the best, and you're going to alternate that. We're going to go to Azerbaijan every year. We're going to go.
Yeah,
Like
it's bullshit.
It's just like we're going to go to Saudi Arabia every year. That track.
We're gonna go for subpar race courses, but above, but but below, but below par. No, but above par. Wait a second. You want to get as few shots in golf as possible. So you don't want to be above par.
No, that's right. You want to be below par.
So is subpar good or bad?
Well, that's the view of, and this is when the world gets swallowed by a black hole. You just discovered something because that's right.
I just discovered a portal, didn't I?
It's you're right. If I was to say, well, that meal was subpar, so it was good.
You mean it was a birdie? Was it an eagle?
Just goes to show you how frustrating and stupid golf is.
Or just sports. Anyways, you're going to go to these places where money is the driving factor.
Exactly.
So we're going to go to Baku, one of the most corrupt, Azerbaijan. It's top 10 in corruption and cronyism and nepotism and bottom 10 in workers' rights and women's rights and racing.
It's like there are some tracks that you could make an argument for, like you call them heritage tracks or whatever you want to do. Like they remain on the calendar and maybe they get a special deal. It's just the way it is. They were around first. Hey, just like you're a shareholder into Apple 25 years ago. You're a gazillionaire now. I don't get that opportunity by buying shares now. I don't have that chance. But the people that were in first should be able to reap the benefits. Belgium, one of the first early day racetracks. Silverstone, same thing. Keep those. Even Hungary, which is not the most exciting track on the Formula One calendar, but it's been around longer than all of them.
I don't know about this argument for seniority. That just means we're going to keep around tracks whether they're good or not, whether they're maintained or not, or improved upon. Belgium's good, but what you going to fight for Zandvoort?
Well, Zandvoort is a good track.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a bad example, but I don't know anything. You give me a good example.
Well, I mean,
you got to innovate. You still got to innovate, but street tracks are not innovation. Street tracks, according to people like you, street tracks are less interesting because they're not designed for those cars.
That's right. I would argue, and I would stand by that yes, we should have some street racing in Formula One, but it shouldn't become the predominant thing. Now we're going to have Madrid this year. I think it's this year, a street track. However, they built a section that was a racetrack, so it's who knows what that's going to look like. You've got Monaco. In theory, we should never race a car at Monaco. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I mean, however, it's a crown jewel. It's been around forever. So, okay, great. We got a couple. Montreal is interesting because it's a racetrack in a city, and it's not a true city track. I think when you go to places like Azerbaijan, I'm not saying you shouldn't have races there sometimes, but when you go to those tracks, it's literally straights, right, left, right, left, right, left, straight, right, left, straight, right. Like there's nothing to it. So if you want to innovate, this is how you innovate. You let the F1 fans, certain tracks are guaranteed in the 24 season calendar. Then you earmark 4 tracks, and it's the lottery slots. And 2 years before those tracks are going to be on the calendar, the fans vote which tracks are going to be in the 2028 season.
It's a good idea, but couldn't you manipulate the vote?
Probably, yeah.
Speaking of manipulation, why would we ever trust the FIA to do anything above board when their president fixed the election that he won? Of course, all the races are just going to go, or they're all going to move to the Middle East.
Wherever he wants them. Wherever he
wants them. China.
Like, how come South Africa? Like, there used to be a South African Grand Prix. Like, you think it would be a mandate? Like, it would be like, it is our duty, or not even duty, for marketing purposes. Like, if you want to talk about money, Africa should have a race. Why isn't there a race? There should be 2, 3 races in Africa. It's a huge continent.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Why is it not there? Argentina used to have an F1 race. Like, there's only one in South America. It's Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge F1 fans. Like, there should be 2 races there at least.
At least.
Right? Why does America have 3? Money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more a business than a sport, and that's capitalism for you. It's everything has to line up with that one measurement of the bottom line, and everything else comes second.
Mm-hmm. And maybe
okay. Yeah. We got to move on to our next segment.
Okay, all I'll say about business and sport. You got to have a bit of business in sport, because sometimes that influence can make the sport better. But if you're going to make a decision based on anything, it's got to be about what makes it the most fair and actually supporting the sport itself, less about supporting the pockets of the well-to-dos.
Milky, we've been doing this podcast, the F1 Chat Pod, for 3.5 years. I think it's time to kick it up a notch. So I was thinking that we start behaving like our podcast is successful. And we start borrowing some of the conventions that popular podcasts have. Like, for instance, sponsors. We don't have any sponsors because we don't have any listeners or viewers. But if we did, what would, just as a thought exercise, what would be some of your favorite sponsors to have for this podcast?
Okay, well, before I forget, because my brain forgets things a lot, temporarily the comedy department could be our sponsor.
That's a great idea. Let's do it.
Brought to you by the comedy department. So there's that. But there wouldn't be any money involved. However, we do have, if we did put some of these clips on the TCD channel, we got some viewers there, maybe. Anyway, my favorite spot, you know what? I think for sponsorship for an F1 chat pod, I think a travel sponsorship would be cool. Like, maybe not so much like airlines, but like people that put packages together, like experiences.
Packages. Oh,
like there's an F1 company. There's multiple where they go, do you want to go see the Hungarian Grand Prix? Give us $7,000. We'll book your flight. We'll send you.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
You want a tour packaging tours.
Yeah.
F1 experience kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You want that to sponsor this podcast so you can go on the experience and have a captive audience that you can talk to.
exactly. And if you pay close attention to what I'm going to say next, because you'll see a trend here. The next would be uh, some sort of healthy drink, like a
Yeah.
true healthy drink or a healthy thing that I can eat, so I can be healthy for the trips to Hungary or wherever
Like
where I'm going
maybe
to
a
drink
maybe
and
a
eat.
sardine smoothie company?
If we could get sponsored by a sardine company,
That would be
I
pretty cool, hey?
I ate
Like a
another can. Yeah,
Portuguese sardine, you ate another can. You
yeah,
ate another can of sardines. Now you're supposed to be eating them nonstop day in and day out.
for
So
five
how many
days.
have you eaten so far?
2 cans over 5 days, so I'm well
2
behind.
cans. 2 cans over 5 days. Okay, and how was the second can?
Amazing.
Amazing?
Sardines are amazing.
Oh, I just ate them on the weekend. I barbecued them.
Oh, you bought oh, wow, you
They were
bought
big sardines. They were like this big.
those are good too, man. Way to go, JB.
Yeah, but I didn't cook them right because they were tasteless and full of bones.
Well,
Should
I
I
think
try the
most
small sardines?
well, no, if you do the big sardines, well, okay, I this is how
How
I
do I
would do
make
it.
them good? Yeah.
I would I would have a high heat. I would oil them all up, leave the skin on, and I would salt and pepper them,
Yeah.
right? And then I would grill them high heat, boom, real fast, pull out, and then hopefully you should be able to pull. Now, some sardines you can eat their bones, but maybe the bigger ones it's a bit harder. I pull those bones out. You should be able to pull those bones out because once it gets really hot, they all kind of peel. The right, yank it out, and then I would put olive oil on it, and I'd probably put some chili peppers on it, like dried chilies.
Mm. All right. Well, maybe I'll try that. I'm going to go back to the fishmonger and talk to the lady, the Portuguese lady, because she was all like, "These are so good." And Grace, a friend of mine who's also another an older Portuguese lady, she was like, "These, this is what you do is so good." So I clearly screwed it up.
Well, you're learning, and that's the nice thing about you. Maybe we could be sponsored by like some sort of like it sounds like you like Portuguese food. Do you want to be sponsored by the buns, the Portuguese buns?
No,
No,
I,
okay.
I, I
Who
want to
would
be
you want to be
sponsored
sponsored by?
by, well, a nice hotel in Lisbon, if we're talking about Portuguese.
Okay,
Okay, that would be fun.
okay.
Mazda, I'd love it. I'd love to get a Mazda CX-90 or a 70, a new one, a
You love your Mazdas.
2026. Love my 2017 CX-9, but I'm not sure I need 7 seats anymore, and it is getting almost 10 years old. It's a great car, don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna keep it for another for
You
till it
have to.
dies. I have
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
But oh yeah, like imagine getting Mazda as a sponsorship, and then
Well, I
they're
wouldn't.
like,
I don't want them.
JB milk bags.
Subaru.
We'll give you a Mazda for a year
No,
if you talk about us favorably on the
I
podcast.
don't want the Mazdas. I'm out.
If they offered you a free Mazda, you would say no.
Maybe.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, those are my top two. Portuguese, something Portuguese and fun, like a hotel.
Yeah.
Your
So
package tours is
basically,
pretty good, or new car.
okay, so we want to be sponsored by vehicles. We want to be sponsored by things related to travel, and we want to be sponsored. I like the healthy food scenario and drinks because I know that if I was to go to Monza or Saudi Arabia, I would party and eat. Can you even party in Saudi Arabia? Are you allowed to party there?
You can if you're white or male
So I can drink
or
because I'm a white
rich.
guy in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's how it works. If you're Muslim, you can't.
Oh, the world's complicated.
It
Just
is
like the safety car rules that Michael Massey couldn't manage.
something European. I'd like to be sponsored by something European. Like maybe, yeah, I know I would go with an airline because
Okay. Okay.
I don't like flying, and I don't fit in economy. So
Oh, you need a big
I
You
need
need to be
big.
flying in Max Verstappen's private jet is what you
Thank
need.
you. I need private.
You wanna be sponsored by Max Verstappen.
You know what? Even in privates, I was watching somebody get on and get in a private jet. That doesn't look roomy at all. They're way smaller than commercial jets.
I mean, when you think about it, we're not supposed to fly.
No, we're not, and so that's why I need extra.
Yeah.
I don't even
Like
fit into a pod.
like boating, that makes sense. Like humans getting in a boat or, that makes a
No,
lot of sense.
no,
That
no,
makes no, but that's like a
no.
logical thing. But
Boats are
flying
even worse.
flying makes no sense.
Boats are even worse. I've never been on a cruise ship.
Right.
Maybe that would fit on one of those.
Well, you're big. I mean, when I did the cruise ship thing when I was doing some shows, which was fun, I'd do it again. The rooms are pretty, or at least my room is pretty small. I don't know how you do it.
Can you do cruise ships? Can you do comedy on cruise ships 6 months of the year and then 6 months in Italy or something? Can you just stop having to try and afford Canada?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an option.
Do
It dawned
people
on
do
me.
that?
It dawned on me the other day. It was like, and it's like, why am I trying to figure out how to do shows in Canada and the US right now? I mean, obviously, it makes sense that I'm here, but this Canada and the US isn't getting cheaper. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it's
you're
not.
saying you should be looking in Europe
I
where
should
you
be
wanna
thinking about.
live.
I should be thinking about like, how do I
But
work
Milky, no,
over
you're
there? But
doing it right. The US is the only place you can make serious, serious money.
yeah,
That's where
but
your focus should be.
I'm not like
But you're stuck here for another 10 or 15 years, you said.
yeah, but what I should be planning on doing is work here a bit, but then how do I work in Europe? How do I get jobs over there now and do that sooner and build those relationships? I need to build them now if I'm going to be spending more time over there. So
Well,
then
it sounds
also,
like you're gonna move to Europe soon.
yeah, I feel like I should start figuring out how to go there and work there earlier
Okay,
with
now
some
I
of these
get it.
things, right?
That's a good
That makes more.
idea.
Why spend if I'm going to end up there? Why spend time building a bunch of relationships in the U.S. if I don't want to? You
That's
know,
a good idea.
like these, and
Do you wanna talk to my friend Dylan?
yes,
Do you know Dylan Reimer?
I do know Dylan
Stand-up
Rhymes.
comedian.
Yeah. Is he
Um,
doing Europe?
he does Romania.
I'm in.
It's a funny story. It is a funny a lot of Dylan's stories are kind of fucked up and funny. You'll hear the story and you'll go, maybe not, but maybe that'll be valuable too."
Well, my heritage is Romanian.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my
So maybe
god.
they'll embrace me. I'll be the most popular non-Romanian comedian.
Should I call you David from now on?
Yeah. Or Dracula.
Okay. Well, Dracula didn't exist, but I get that. I love Romania. Okay, great. We'll work on your Romania.
The other thing is like, my wonderful friends at Tilt 9, Matt and Dylan, and of course Rob and Don, who, like, these MOWs or making movies or trying to, it's like, well, maybe everyone should just be thinking about how to do that in Europe because, some people have Irish citizenship. Well, just go to Romania or Bucharest or whatever and shoot a movie over there.
Is Robin's citizenship the right Irish citizenship?
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah,
He's still in the EU. He's not part of the UK.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, then you guys could totally save money and I mean, I filmed a lot in Romania and from where I saw, you can do whatever you fucking want.
What was the food like in Romania?
Terrific. Everything
Really?
has lard in it. Delicious.
Are Romanians bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're big
Yeah,
people.
and they enjoy their red meat and their red wine. They're kinda like Argentina, Uruguay. There's a lot of cows,
Right. Okay.
and there's a lot of red wine.
Have you been to both those places, Argentina and Uruguay?
Just Uruguay.
Uruguay is one of the top places to retire too, apparently.
It's real nice. Yeah. And it's white. It's white looking. You go down there and it's the Montevideo is all colonial architecture and the
Yeah.
Spanish people are white. They're not too brown.
Right.
And that's why commercials go to shoot there.
Ah.
Because they're like, oh.
And if I went there, they might
great.
think I'm Ukrainian. 'Cause sometimes people think I'm Spanish.
Yeah. No, for sure. You could pass as Spanish with a tan.
When I was in Mexico, when I tanned up nicely, people thought I was from Mexico.
Yeah. So have you been working on any of your Duolingos?
No, I haven't, but that's it's got to happen, right? Like I got to if I'm going to move to Italy, or Mexico or wherever I finally do it, I need to learn the language.
New segment, Milky. I'm
We
going
got
to
5
spring it
minutes
on
left.
you.
5
I'm
minutes
going to
left.
spring it on you.
5 minutes left.
It's called Read Internet Comments from our Instagram. So here's one. A comment on a clip I made 8 weeks ago from Tim Dula Art. He says, you guys really need to stop this podcast.
Well, that would mean stopping our friendship. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Ricky Nuts with 2 S's says, maybe you should investigate how the British press treated him from 2015 onwards. You probably attacked them too. Oh, he's talking about Max, I think.
No, but 2015, Max, what?
George? Maybe George.
I don't, was Max racing at 20? Maybe he was. Maybe Max was already in.
Moving on. NYGL_E, I don't know how you pronounce that, says you missing a few. Oh, this is on, sorry, our post was on Max Verstappen's aggression, like the Spanish GP incident with George Russell. Right. Has consequences. Regrets, he might have won the championship without it, says the AI blurb that I didn't even edit. And Niggly says, you missing a few key details here. Laughing emoji.
Yeah.
Jisiek, JSIECK says, glad to find a podcast I don't need to listen to.
Well, that's just however you say that guy's name is. That is 99.9% of podcasts.
I like how you do this. You're not gonna wear any of this, are you?
No, are you kidding me? Half the world, at least, is filled with people that are stupid, and then I'm part of that stupid, and the other half, right? Like we're all stupid. So whatever comment you want to write, he probably lives in a cave by himself, just looking for podcasts to shit on.
In another
how is it even showing up in his feed?
In another post, we were talking about Verstappen and Hamilton being on the same team.
Insanity. That would be insanity.
Yeah.
And someone says,
and Red Bull making a big play. This was 3 months ago. And then we talked about Mekki's facing a rebuild after his first year. And Flash Zenith, finally a name that you can just read. The only team boss that could handle them both would be Toto. But honestly, I don't know how Max would adjust to a team where there is no definitive number one. Yeah, Max isn't going anywhere. Not now, not 2027 either. Where would he go?
No, it doesn't make any sense. If you're Toto Wolff and you've got Kimi and you've got George, just leave it alone. It's great. Kimi, why would you bring in Max to disrupt that? That doesn't make any sense. If you're McLaren, you've got Oscar and Lando. It seems like they're happy to work together. Why would you disturb that? They're both great. Max would come into either. It feels like Max would come into any situation. Like he could go into Aston Martin, or he could go into Williams, or he could go into all the and that makes sense. But any team that's kind of in the top 4 that's got a balanced, sort of balanced relationships? Because I don't think there's an issue with George and Kimmy. I think there's no animosity there.
No,
It's just
Toto would take Max for George, but
but it doesn't make sense because he's
for
got Kimmy.
Kimmy,
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't want to screw with that, and
No.
Kimmy would get royally. Joss would probably hit him with a baseball bat again. Not
I
again.
mean, I just think that it's like anyway, you're asking for trouble. If you're gonna bring in Max, and you probably should make him your team leader de facto, and just get on with it, because it did
Max is
work
going
for
to
a long time.
leave. Max will leave F1, I think, before he moves to another team. There's no room for him, and he's not going to join Alpine, unless, of course, like he's like done with it and he wants ownership, because he doesn't need any more money. But maybe ownership. Maybe he has direction within the team. Then him and his dad can. But he already owns
Nah,
Verstappen Racing.
no, he's gonna go race in other. You're right. He'll probably take a sabbatical, race in a couple other categories.
He's going to race in a Porsche and do Le
JB, this
Mans.
is amazing. I have to go to another meeting.
Bye-bye.
I want more negative comments online. I love it. It feeds me.
They're hard to find because so few people comment in the first place.
And those are the best negative comments there are.
You're such an optimist. These new meds are really working for you. Say hi to Dylan for me.